partners over at LVLUP well show that. It's definitely favoring SYMAN by a long shot, but it keeps LVLUP in there. There's definitely a chance, and well, our betting partners can clearly see that.
Right off the bat, the headshots nailed, doing substantial damage to both Necro, who's taken completely away, and AVN, who's down to 6 HP. Oh, really messy stuff right there. As he gets caught with the flash in hand, nevertheless able to find the shot. Both of these SYMAN, well, defenders are incredibly low. The names at the top are actually wrong, but, I mean, LVLUP, they are able to take it over the top. In fact, no, SYMAN, sorry, able to take it over the top. Yes. So SYMAN 1-0. Back onto what we're expecting to see here. And, well, it all came down to those headshots. You see how snappy AVN gets punished right off the bat, puts him down to 6 HP. He's lucky to find a shot nonetheless. And right here, a good starting advantage for SYMAN, who we are expecting to have a very good T side.
And if they do have that very good T side, it puts them in a fantastic position because it's T side on train. Actually, looking statistically as well, even though they do have a stronger T side than most, their CT side is still very, very strong. So if they can take these early rounds, they set themselves up fantastically to take this map overall. They find that opening pick over towards Ivy. It's now Necro walking over to try and trade something back. Little does he know, he's actually about to peek into a 3-man stack, but he does still find the first kill nonetheless. The flash comes over and he's looking for more, does more damage, gets himself all 3. Oh my goodness, Necro. What a round to do something like that. Completely flips the tides, and now, well, SYMAN, 2 versus 4 for them to try and pull up, and Necro's actually sitting on 1 HP. That is mental.
That's actually the follow-up smoke grenade play. Stimka's got one in hand to triple up on that utility. We see Norba trying to peer over the top, and this information finally given and gifted to his teammates. As that smoke dissipates, the flashbang is flawless to finish this one through. Kado gone, and LVLUP back on the board. We'll see that triple kill again, by the way. Here come the headshots. Awesome. Just look at this from Necro. Beautiful stuff. And that flashbang, lovely finisher there. Using all of the 7 bullets in that deagle. Several shots found. And, well, SYMAN, they just get stuck in the mud.
That's absolutely huge. And then he even gets a 4th after it as well, despite being on 1 HP. When that flash comes over, peeks out, gets himself another. It's a huge, huge round from him. And even though it's very, very early stages, it's pretty big to see LVLUP bounce back into this one and not allow SYMAN to take that early string of rounds, which is what we were really anticipating for them to do. Oh. There's a complete shutdown, denied at the door. SYMAN not able to get anything there.
No, absolutely nothing. They get completely held away from the B site. What really you're anticipating to happen at that point as well, especially with the smokes and Molotovs placed, pistols in hand, what can you necessarily expect? Not all too much. We'll see a full eco from SYMAN. And on paper, that previous round was one that they weren't exactly looking for, but definitely wanted at least a bomb plant. Unable to get even any damage piped through. This is a good home field advantage for LVLUP on train, where last time they played the SYMAN side, they got completely locked out in both halves. It was actually a 13-2 CT performance for SYMAN, and wow, what a barn buster there. 3-1, the pistols get crushed once more. LVLUP absolutely building that economy right here. And they've got a fair bit of money behind them to actually make something work on this CT side.
They really do, especially that that 3rd round being a full investment from SYMAN. Okay, they only had like Deagles and Kevlar, but that was a full investment from them. So for LVLUP to completely shut it down without taking any damage means that they can carry all those rifles across. Then going into round number 4, they completely shut it down because they're against an eco, and actually they've got several rounds worth of money racked up behind the weapons that they've saved. And they go into round number 5. It's a full buy, but they've got enough behind them to buy into the next as well. So they're in quite a nice position right now. if they can close this one out, it'd be even better.
Smokes placed in a very standard setup here from LVLUP. SYMAN trying to edge their way towards the CT spawn, getting a back angle on this A site. And Impulse, he'll be stuck in no man's land if he doesn't move position. You see that he realizes that he's out in the open. They need to take these more aggressively poised stances, and he's able to open through with the first headshot. Keo's gone, and now the B site needs to play a reverse defense. The AK only finds one, and now it's Impulse challenged again. Ooh. Misses the hand, only spots out a very slim portion. Neelan able to trade it through and knows that D's coming from the rear. This is a game of chicken right now where neither player wants to peek on in. Neelan, oh, he's been spotted looking towards the connector. Means that D can actually slide on through and even find a headshot of his own. Neelan needs the ace to get SYMAN onto this second T-sided round. Remember, they've got a lot of runway to go. We're only in the very opening here on train. But Neelan, I don't think that there's a good opportunity that he gets this bomb down here. I guess that Necro is a little far extended for this one. Has to be aware of this flank. He's got players from all angles, and what a shot from D to finish it off.
Oh, and Impulse missed that shot. I thought that that was going to be the whiff that cost the buy around for them, but they picked it up well. No more men falling after that as they put themselves 4-1. And it's definitely early stages in this SYMAN game, but it really feels like LVLUP have woken up today. They've come into this group, the statistically worst team in Group D, and they seem to be doing really, really well. They've just beaten Windstrike. They've gone into a series against SYMAN on SYMAN's map pick, and they seem to be really comfortable right now. They're 4-1. They're looking to make it 5-1 as their opponents are just down to the pistols. They're looking confident. These rounds that they're taking are pretty convincing rounds.
Yeah, this is this CT-sided fallacy that we often see. Remember, last time that these two teams played, I said it before, I'll say it again, SYMAN were able to take 13 rounds on their CT side as well. We've not really seen a matchup where LVLUP have even had an opportunity to play their defensive half. They would just shut out the map instantly. So I think they do need a lot of rounds here. I don't think that they're looking for 13 at all. I think they're looking for double digits to make this acceptable. And, well, up against the pistols, this should be a complete shutaway. And Impulse misses another key shot. Flash over the top, finally being challenged. Remember that these trains become very touch and go, dangerous positions to cross, and he's missing everything right now. The smoke placed denies any visual, and you see the Impulse has to get lucky through these smokes to actually find anything. Instead, it's K up close and personal. Another traded frag is Norba up close. There's another one, and it's the double ops as well being held at bay. D tries to rattle away with the headshots, and it's not going to happen. Norba with a final two. Complete chaos on the B site as SYMAN able to take their second.
SYMAN managing to steal that eco round. Are we flipped again? I think we're flipped again. Anyway. Crazy, crazy stuff. And I mean, Impulse, that shot, that not only a key shot, but actually just one of those routine shots that you should be hitting as an AWPer. Whiffs on the site player. That was his opportunity to bring it into a 4-on-2 and then actually just converge on those two players on the site and take that round. But as he misses it, they then just fall apart. It allows the T's loads of legroom to get up close and personal. And they let a round slip away that they really shouldn't have.
Nades away, and Impulse able to find that opening. He's been whiffing a couple of these very key shots right here and finally able to put another one on the board. That's massively impactful, especially onto Norba, who was the mad fragger of that previous round, just twisting and turning on the B site. 70 seconds left. And SYMAN looking to get inside here over on A. They've got the double defense on the bomb train. Those Molotovs just temporarily holding SYMAN at bay. Yeah, those team names at the top are definitely flipped. They're definitely wrong, so don't worry about that. Don't panic. We'll get that fixed. Impulse, another missed shot. And that gives Mo a really nice opening to swipe him away. The CT side still holding up, though, in a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, Nilam really needed to convert that shot, and being unable to do so means that the clock winds down and Level Up capitalize. 5-2 they now sit as they bounce right back off of the round that they gave away. Now as we go into round number 8, still in a comfortable position, and they will be faced up against a buy from SYMAN that, well, isn't going to be the best buy they've pulled out so far. This does give us an opportunity, though, to talk about our partners over at Hellcase. Hellcase is the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, upgrader, and dozens of giveaways per month. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Use the promo codes on screen to grab what you deserve.
You won't get bored with this matchup either. Off to a really decent, solid lead here for Level Up. They're 5-2 on this CT side, and well, that lead's likely going to extend here just against the half buy of SYMAN. Obviously, Mo's gone for a little bit of initial investment with the AK-47 and body armor in hand, but only pistols all round for the rest of this attack. Got a couple of nades to try and get the job done, but here I feel like Level Up have been putting up a really decent defense. I wasn't expecting to see all too much out of them this series whatsoever. And well, there's a opening headshot.
This, of course, isn't a full investment from SYMAN. I was expecting them to buy up into this one, to be honest, with Norbert on 4,100, and they had the AK on Mo already pulled out, so I was really expecting them to go for the buy here. It doesn't surprise me, however, that they have just gone for this half buy, keep those players down to 2k so they can fully invest in the next. But the issue is the investment that they've pulled in so far just really hasn't done anything whatsoever, yet to do a point of damage. Nilan changes that as he gets 1 kill, but as he's tagged down to 7, and it's very, very unlikely he gets any more. Wow, this is... they're making a meal of this. There we go. D finishes it off with the pistol. Not SYMAN. Level Up, put themselves onto 6. This is good stuff from them so far. It is going to be, of course, another buy round for them to try and take. But if they can convert it, SYMAN will be back down to minimal cash in the bank. It'll put Level Up in a very good position indeed.
And you see that this is SYMAN's map pick. It's one that they very commonly go for just because of their prowess on the defensive half as well. And able to open a lot of the time here on this T side. See those names finally back in action. SYMAN on that T side, remember. It's Impulse, a must-hit shot, and he's able to nail it. That's Neelan gone right off the bat. Oh. A secondary follow-up as Impulse is doing everything, fighting all of the damage, trying to take a lucky pick through the smoke as well, just whiffing by a whisker. And he's going for even more right now. Greedy and gets punished by Mo, as SYMAN doesn't really have much equity in this one, as it's Mo versus the world. Is he surely going to get shut away with the AWP? Wants to go for it. The flashbang is flawless right in his face.
Well, what Impulse just showcased was matchmaking me in a nutshell, really. It's miss the easy shots and then hit the hard ones. That was an incredible play from him. And considering he's been quite inconsistent with this AWP so far this game, we've actually seen him miss several key shots. That is a big time for him to step up and effectively single-handedly convert a buy round like that was a very important round for Level Up to win. Keeps their economy up in the air and actually means that SYMAN are back down to another pistol force.
This is really precarious for SYMAN. They get stuck in this eco cycle where it's pistols every second round. Nevertheless, are finding a bunch of headshots to open things up and at least draw evenly. And the danger man was Norba with the AWP in hand. But he's gone, and Kiyo's somehow scratching his head. Where did this one go wrong?
As it's looking like Level Up are about to take this 8-2. If they can keep this up, then it would be absolutely incredible. I think it's very likely at this point that this next round becomes a turning point for SYMAN. They manage to convert it, they have an even half, and then they steamroll in the second. But if that's not the case, then they've got to be worried right now, because this is their map pick. And if they don't take this one, they go on to Inferno, which Level Up are fantastic on. They've won it the last 4 times they've played it against Crazy, Gamer Legion, Na'Vi Jr. and Aves. And they've actually been very convincing wins as well. So these guys love to go onto Inferno. So yeah, if SYMAN can't take this train game, then they've got their work cut out for them. They need to make sure that they keep this competitive. Otherwise, they could actually let this series slip, which would be crazy.
Those are some big names as well. Na'Vi Jr. have been massively impressive over the last couple of months. I remember they had a string of results 6 months ago where they found at least a loot bet, season whatever final. They were managing to get very deep into a lot of these CIS qualification spots. Really impressive results. And here in the Malta Vibes tournaments, we see them on the weekly. Na'Vi Jr. is always a staple of this sort of tier of CS. So taking big wins against them on some of their better maps as well. I would say Dust 2 and Inferno being some of Na'Vi's better maps. That's really impressive. And here on the CT side, they're putting up a busting performance. SYMAN just so stuck right here. I would have loved to have seen a tactical timeout years ago. And they're still not pulling one through, Jay.
I mean, right here, this is an opportunity for Level Up to get onto double digits and actually have several rounds to play with as well to extend it further. Necrogenesis is sitting 15-4, and off of the back of last round, he actually got really aggressive into a main, completely shut that one down against a full buy, which is just crazy, crazy stuff. And right now, okay, they're against another buy round, but no AWP available for SYMAN. Very limited utility for them to work with as well. They've got a really good chance of making this work, especially with the aggressive stances that they've taken early on and that double AWP setup. Norbert trying to find this opener, does get tagged up a little, can't deal any damage of his own. A minute 20 on the clock. SYMAN, well, they need to find an opener and they need to try and work their way onto a bomb site. Otherwise, they'll be 10-2 down on their own map pick against a team that should just be a walk in the park for them.
Really interesting conclusion to Level Up's Group D run if they're able to carry this through. One away from double digits right now, and it's been all success on the CT side. The double AWPs come into play, and well, SYMAN, if they get locked out once again, they're back into this eco force buy territory without utility, to say the least. Norbert's going to make a instant jump down, trying to speed things up here and run him up here on the attack. He gets shut away as the AWP comes into play. Mo with one more, but it's D to double things through and find 2. AVN is such a nuisance on this B site to find another shutaway. And what the hell are Level Up doing right now? They are besting, they're schooling our favorites in back-to-back series.
They know exactly what SYMAN are doing right now, but they're just making sure they play the numbers. The bomb actually yet to go down. Now they go for it with 7 seconds left, but as one of them falls, it leaves it all on Neelan. 1 versus 3 for him to clutch up. He has got full HP. He's in a good position to do so as well, with the bomb pressure ticking away. Should be able to isolate this fight and take out AVN. Does exactly that. Finds himself the second as well. Only 1 bullet needed. And now it's D to close it out. That was absolutely nuts. Neelan nearly pulled that off. But Level Up still converting these rounds. 10-2 right now they sit. And I'm not really too sure why SYMAN took so long to get that bomb down. That's really what cost Mo his life there. But look at this again from Neelan. Bang, bang. 1 bullet needed onto Dimka. Just can't quite find the final shot onto D. That's actually a fantastic headshot with that P250. Puts them 10-2 right now. This is nuts.
Bang, bang into the room, Katy Perry style, 10-2. When you're on such a heavy deficit, you're always looking for a difference maker, a change in pace, a momentum switch. That could have certainly been it for SYMAN. It gets prevented, and Level Up still on winning ways. This double AWP configuration still in play, and the likelihood is Level Up are going to have buys until the very final CT round. An opportunity to get this onto a spine-busting performance here on Train. The possibility for a 12-3, 13-2 half. And SYMAN desperately need to turn the tide right here on Train. Still 70 seconds left on the board. And I love this aggressive smoke. Dimka, if he places it right now, that's going to at least prevent SYMAN from taking any A main control until the 30-second mark.
I think he's actually waiting for some contact, maybe a timestamp before he throws that one. Every second, though, that he waits, there we go. Here's the sound cue. That goes through there. Oh my goodness, 45 seconds on the clock now. SYMAN are absolutely locked out the site. They have to flash through the smoke, but Dimka gets the counter flash through. And oh my goodness, he finds two. A fantastic flash from Necrogenesis gives them the man advantage. And with 35 seconds now on the clock, SYMAN have to speed this one up. But they've got a mad disadvantage. They're fighting for their lives, but it's Kios to find two. Impulse bouncing back. Now a 1 versus 1, but Kios converts it. Such a quick round in the dying moments. And SYMAN, with 10 HP left on their final player, managed to put their third round down.
The best teams in the world often are able to thrive within chaos. SYMAN certainly managing that here on the A-bomb site. Look at these quick conversions from Kios. Lovely stuff. That's an all-important third round. How the hell he's able to sweep the AWP out of the server as well, I don't know. With so little time on the board as well, he needs that frag. It's frag or bust.
Round number 14 now then. Level up, still with plenty of money in the bank behind them. And, well, whilst it is a full investment from SYMAN, and they've got the AWP on Mo, which is something that we haven't seen at all this half, they've actually got 2 players down to the Galils and limited utility, because, of course, only Kios survived last round. Means they've had to fully reinvest. In round number 14, they haven't got a huge amount to work with. A minute 10 on the clock now. The smoke goes over.
Oh, that's a decoy!
It's a decoy. Oh, no.
I cannot believe it. The decoy grenade, often undervalued in Counter-Strike, but a $50 kill there. And SYMAN throwing a spanner in the works here on the attacking side. Mo also drops. D, what are you doing? Dropping straight through, and it's all down to Norbert and Kios. This dynamic duo needs to get back to the C4, and more importantly, nail some frantically fast headshots. D is right in between the mix as well, with only 19 HP. The flashbangs not going to get anything done, but Kios is right behind once again. He's an Empress nuisance, finds 2 quick kills, and well, there's the finisher.
Norbert as well to spin around and take out that ramp player. That was big from SYMAN in that scenario. 2 rounds now that shouldn't have really gone their way, but look at this play from D. I'm surprised. I think as soon as he dropped off the train and spotted the leg, he instantly regretted it and knew that he had to make a headshot in that split second that he had when he landed. And he did exactly that. Unfortunately, not enough, though. As we go into round number 15, level up. Well, they've invested what they can, and that's a couple of M4s, a scout, couple of pistols. They face up against a full buy from SYMAN. Flash comes through. Oh, that should be a free kill from Mo, but he's actually lost out.
These trades, and this is comeback territory for the Kazakhstani side. He's got a really nice angle here. If it goes overlooked, then there's the opportunity to level up the numbers once again. I don't think SYMAN should ever allow him to get away with any more than the single frag, though. And with the CZ and the Deagle bolstering up the back of the defense, it all really does come down to D here in front of this smoke grenade. Kios can actually double down on that one if he really wants. And with a scout in hand, AVN at least has a little bit of equity into this one, and Kios should have the perfect position here, isolating up those levels. And D drops.
Smoke comes in as well. Completely deems AVM redundant. Look for a second there, he might actually try and push through it. At this point, though, there's very little they can do. Dimka knows that there's a player here, might be able to give out the kill with the Deagle. Not able to do that. 1 versus 4 now for AVN to clutch up. It's the last round of the half, so he pretty much has to go for it. He's going to swap out to an M4 and try and do as much damage as he can. I think it's very unlikely that he's really expecting to convert this. But as he finds the first, thins out the numbers, takes some damage of his own, though. Just trying to creep around. Hoping that they feed this one to him, but SYMAN aren't as foolish as that. They are just going to play these positions and not peek into him one by one, therefore not really allowing any chance of clutching this one up. He does find himself 2, but SYMAN close it out regardless. 10-5 then, a very good half from LVLUP, but considering they were 10-2 up, I think they definitely would have been hoping for more. And by going 10-5, it definitely gives SYMAN an opportunity on their CT side, if they can convert that pistol round, to close this gap and take this map.
Yeah, it certainly opens a door for SYMAN here. If they're able to take this pistol, get things ready, rolling, on firing on all cylinders. See the LVLUP, supposedly the short favorites here getting into this one, according to our good friends over at LVLUP. 10-5. Let's see what these pistols do. An all-important round for both squads here. If LVLUP lose it, they're going to have to do this the hard way with rifle rounds. Last time they lost 13 out of 15 against SYMAN. If we see anything like a similar performance, we'll be going to map 2 with this comeback in full fruition. LVLUP sending things towards the B site, though. I think there's a pair of smokes here to isolate this defense. There's no Molotov for the after plan. Means that SYMAN, they can jump straight on this bomb if needed. And Keel's, without any counter smoke in play right now, he's going to keep that for the retake scenario. And AVN opens things through. That's a nice headshot onto Kado. Necro, nice and up close and personal. We'll want to rattle off a couple of shots as that smoke dissipates. And LVLUP actually have flawless afterplants right here. It all comes down to the headshots as they want to lessen up the distances. Close quarters engagements with the Glocks in hand. Necro able to find yet another one. And right on top of things, these USPSs have to go absolutely crazy. And it's Norbert to try and open things up as Neelan gets up close and personal. He loses his friend. And D and Dimka finishes things off 11-5, and this just got dangerous for SYMAN.
That was an absolutely perfect pistol round from LVLUP. They read the situation perfectly, counter-stratted what SYMAN were doing perfectly, and threw those deep smokes into B. Now, SYMAN had no one up close to the bomb drain, so those deep smokes completely eliminated the 2B players that were playing really, really deep, and it meant that actually LVLUP could get onto the site uncontested, get that bomb down, but not only that, actually take these really aggressive standpoints, get right up close to the smokes, and take those close fights with the Glocks, which obviously is massively advantageous to take those close range fights with the Glocks. And it means that right now, going into round number 17, SYMAN don't want to risk forcing into this. They haven't really got enough rounds to play with to do so, and instead they're ecoing and will effectively be allowing their opponents to go 12-5.
Almost Zeus time for a second as Neelan trying to dive on through. Trying to make that one a little more weird and awkward for LVLUP, but they're going to deal with it nicely. Up to 12, 4 away from this finish line on SYMAN's map pick.
I don't really know what to say if LVLUP take this one, because I think if LVLUP take this map, it's heavily off of the momentum that they've carried across from Nuke, and actually they're in a fantastic position, of course, but I'd still favor SYMAN just for the sheer fact that SYMAN are just a significantly stronger side, and this may just be a burst of energy from LVLUP. That's how my mind would work normally. But if they do take this, they go on to Inferno. It's their own map pick. It's a map they're super strong with. I think if we end up going to Mirage, it would definitely be SYMAN's series for the taking. But if they can get the job done on Nuke, then they're in a fantastic position to do so. They're absolutely capable of doing so.
Yeah, and especially at this point of the game as well, where it's 12-5, you've definitely got to close. Like, it's been sensational stuff since the start. This CT side fired on all the cylinders to find double digits. And now getting into this second half, let's see what they can do on their T side. Often a very influential thing as well. And when you actually look at the series in its entirety, I've actually lost the feed on my screen, so I can't necessarily see what's going on right now. Don't know if that's a similar setting here on the stream. I'll try and reset, you know. But yeah, right here, obviously, we'll just talk you through the action until we get the feedback on my side. But obviously, this series, we've got, obviously, Train first. That's what we're watching right now. Inferno being the next match that we've talked about a lot, but we haven't necessarily talked about Mirage. What would you expect, M&J, if we got to that third and final map? I think I can talk about it first. I mean, Simon, I would say that they would have had to be favored going into this one. I think they need the mental reset, though, before we get into map number 2, I should say. I think they need a mental reset.
Absolutely, and with LVLUP taking that last buy round as well, of course we missed it, but they take that buy round. It now means that SYMAN are forced down to just some pistols, which puts LVLUP in a fantastic position to put themselves onto 14. And at this point, we were talking about in the first half that actually, however many rounds LVLUP take on their CT side, it's likely that when SYMAN go onto their CT side, they're just going to steamroll and end up running away with this. That's not looking like it's the case. I mean, 14-5 is an incredibly difficult scoreline to come back from. The issue is, if they go on to Mirage, is LVLUP suck on it. They've lost the last 5 times they've played it, and it's actually against an array of different calibers of teams. There's several teams that are stronger teams, but even in some of these sort of regional matches and ESEA advanced games, they've not done all too well on Mirage. Last time they played SYMAN on Mirage a couple of weeks back, they actually lost 16-10. So if we do go onto that map, I don't think they've got the best of chances. I mean, this is not a round they want to be losing as well. 3 versus 3 now. How has this ended up like this?
Falling away once more. And, well, obviously with the scoreline being 13-5 and SYMAN losing yet another one, this is going to be crunch time for the final time. 14-5, what a scoreline as well. After what I saw, I thought that maybe if LVLUP take it, it's going to be a really close game. I didn't think that they were going to come out of the gates firing on all cylinders and just close it out like this. Remember that there are still a final couple of steps to go, and they did seem to have issues closing against Winstrike earlier. Let's see if they have similar issues without the brakes applied here against the #1 team in this Group D.
This would be incredibly surprising if SYMAN dropped down, because you'd think if SYMAN dropped down, they'd be able to beat Winstrike, and they already proved earlier on that they were able to quite comfortably beat Gamer Legion. But I don't know. This is very bizarre. We're actually seeing a very, very different LVLUP side as to what we've seen in the past, and I'm incredibly impressed. Round number 20 now. You don't tend to see games the team one away from match point this early on. Neelan doesn't actually spot the player to the right. Oh my goodness, he saw the arm sticking out and he just didn't respond to it. AVN's able to find the opener. They might just be able to put themselves onto match point here. The flashes are bombarding over. Impulse does get the trade. It's Kios and Norbert to keep the numbers level, but what a shot from Necro. Brings it onto a 3-on-2. And as the bomb goes down, they might just be able to convert this one.
An all-important round here for LVLUP to try and finish this one off early. And there's Impulse with yet another one. He's been such a consistent star player since the start of today. And there's a finishing headshot. Kado gone. And it's 15-5. And this map might go with him.
This is something else. This is something else. Necro has come into this game. He's sitting 23-11 right now. Really leading the charge. But actually everyone on that LVLUP side sitting positive. They're above 15 frags. They're all pulling their weight and playing fantastically. And the same can't really be said for SYMAN right now. There are several key players that just aren't really showing up to this game. And where LVLUP were having issues closing out in that best of one, I was expecting them to sort of throw away a few rounds here, SYMAN bring it back, keep it competitive, but they didn't seem to have any problems with it at all. They've just converted that round with ease, and as they go into round number 21, they've got 10 chances, or in fact 9 chances, to close this one out. Worst case scenario, they go overtime. I just don't see them letting this one slip away, especially with how they've been playing so far.
No, I think the one saving grace is this is the CT side of Train. If there's one map you can take it, it is this here and now. The most CT-sided map supposedly in the field. Impulse again opens things up, and wow, it's the closing shots. Nighty-night, SYMAN. Train surely going towards LVLUP now. This one is so over. Norbert with a messy frag to try and scramble his way back into this B side. It's not going to happen. Chaos is history. And so is this first map of the best of 3. Level Up. They're just one map away from the playoffs, Jay.
They really are. And I have no idea. How they've done this. And not only do I have no idea how they've done this, but how do you come back from this if you're SYMAN right now? The last time you played these guys on this map, which was literally only a month ago, you beat them 16-2, yeah? So you come into this game, you come into this series as the hot favourites, and you're feeling good about it. You go into the first map, which is your map pick, you're feeling good about it. And then you lose 16-5, going into map number 2, which is Inferno. It's LVLUP's favourite map. How do you reset? What do they even do here?
My answer, you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to go to the bathroom, splash a bit of cold water in your face, say, right, we are the favorites. We've got to win 2 maps in a row. We should be able to do that any day of the week, even on LVLUP's home maps. And well, coming into Inferno, SYMAN need the mental reset, and now a time to do it. We'll go to a short break, but we'll be back with Inferno after this. Hello, welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Eden Arena Malta Vibes here at week 6. The winners match in full force between these two teams. It's SYMAN Gaming, who gets pounded in the first map by the underdogs LVLUP as they go to their home map of Inferno. It's a map that they're comfortable with, taking wins against the likes of Navi Jr., Aves, and some of the best in the West. Here today, I'm joined by M and J at the other side of the aisle for this one. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. At the very start, I think we both favoured SYMAN as the favourites going into this one. I still stand by that. I still think that they will probably come out on top. But, I mean, after just losing 16-5 on your own map pick, mentally, you've got to be pretty crushed, especially going on to Inferno, which is a map that your opponents are super confident with. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. I think if LVLUP come into this one and they're really, really strong at the start, they've definitely got a chance to 2-0 this series, which would be absolutely mental. If they don't, and they're actually looking pretty shaky, and SYMAN are able to pick up some rounds, obviously Inferno is a map that they're pretty comfortable with as well, then I think we definitely end up going to the third. And if we do go to the third, it's almost certainly going to swing the way of SYMAN. So there's definitely potential, and I think it's actually very likely that we end up going to a third map and it goes 2-1 to SYMAN. But LVLUP have set themselves up perfectly, mentally and physically, to take this 2-0.
I think this is where nerves start to become a massive factor as well for LVLUP. There's a lot riding on this one. Obviously, it would be one of their best results ever if they're able to take it. And I know that they've had results in certain close qualifiers and here and there, but realistically, when you look at the amount of money these players have made, it just comes nothing into comparison of what Grid and Relog are offering for this tournament. Obviously, you get tens of thousands of dollars paid into your bank accounts if you're going to win this one. And, well, that's maybe out of the question for LVLUP, but taking a chunk of that prize pool is definitely what they're looking for here today. We've seen sensational performances on your screen right now. Necro, who's been the consistent star with a 2.09 KD ratio. That is some startling stuff. 23 and 11 in that previous map. If he has anything near that form of performance here on Inferno, I'm sure that LVLUP can take it over the top. But as I said, nerves start to become massively influential coming into this. Inferno is a very scrimmy map as well. So in SYMAN, when you look at the star power from top to bottom of their roster, they should be able to find the frags needed to convert this into a map win.
Well, you'd think so. You really, really would think so. The daunting factor is the fact, of course, that LVLUP have just had such success on Inferno recently, even against some really top teams. I mentioned it last map, but if you're just joining us, I'll mention it again. They have won Inferno the last 4 times they've played it, and it was against Aves, Navi Jr., Gamer Legion, and Crazy, and they were all pretty convincing wins. And those 4 sides are all sides that I would say are on a similar caliber of SYMAN right now, yeah? Like, maybe there's a couple there that are a little bit lower, but definitely Navi Jr., definitely Aves, up there in that kind of top contender bracket. And then even before that, if we go like 2 months back, they've had a lot of success on it as well, even in like regional tournaments. They beat the Isako Bulls 16-4 on it on 9-5-1. They seem to be very, very confident with Inferno, and that's really gonna weigh on the head of SYMAN right now, because they go into this one, they should be confident. They should be able to just allow their raw skill to carry them through it. But at the same time, they're against a side that I don't know what LVLUP do on Inferno. I haven't had the privilege to actually watch them play an Inferno match yet. But whatever they do, it seems to work against these tier 2, tier 3 teams.
Yeah, when you just see the names on this SYMAN side as well, this should not be on paper a match that LVLUP is taking, but convincing performance on Train, that was SYMAN's map pick. Now they go into home territory. This is where the pressure will start to ride fairly high. And well, they've already had a long series going 60 rounds. That was a best of one as well, 31-29 for that one against Windstrike. If they do lose this, then we might see a repeat performance, maybe even that rematch coming into effect. But SYMAN, they need to get their heads in the game. They need to get back into this series. And what a better way to do it than get off to a good start here on Inferno with a pistol round, winning that knife round as well, getting onto a favorable CT side when you unlock the AWP of Mo, who will be taking those aggressive frags. I've played against this guy, and he's always going to be pestering your T side, finding those quick picks, opening up, and he's a constant nuisance.
He really, really is. And that is what SYMAN needs. You're absolutely right. They need to come out the gates hot on Inferno, and they need to assert their dominance and take this early lead. The issue is that they've just lost 16-5. Yeah, if it was a closer game and they let it slip, okay, sometimes these sort of close games where a comeback happens and there's some big upset can really be crushing on your morale. But I think the most crushing thing on going 16-5 down on your own map pick, coming into map number 2, especially if they can't take pistol round, that's going to be a rough one. Our betting partners over at LVLUP seem to think that SYMAN are still the hot favorites going into this map, despite the fact that it is LVLUP's map pick and their performance on train. I think just when it comes to odds like that, even though what we've just seen has been very, very strong from LVLUP, you can't go against the stats. And the stats say that SYMAN should 100% take this series.
Yeah, we can't overstate that enough. Here in the pistol, Kado right towards the bottom of Banana to trade those opening frags. Is LVLUP attempting to take a little bit of map control here? The full spin around and D not being checked. Kior's mid-air shot. He doubles things up with a headshot onto AVN. Leaves Necro in an impossible situation. He was the mad fragger on that previous map, but here with just the USPS in hand, the kit in no man's land, I don't think he's got a lot of chance in this one.
I suppose it's worth him going for it. He's dealt some damage. You might be able to find Neelan here. Oh, there we go. Not going to happen. Neelan comes out on top. And SYMAN take the pistol round with 3 players staying alive. It's actually relatively convincing from them. It definitely could have gone the other way. That was an insane double kill from Kios there to actually open up that B site. And if he had fallen, then it would have been a 3 versus 3. It definitely could have worked out for LVLUP. But SYMAN have done exactly what was needed. Take the pistol round, and if they can convert it into an early lead and extend this gap further, then well, they'll definitely be in a good position to take this map and take it to a 3rd.
A force buy for LVLUP. Wanting to do some damage, at least with, I think, the double CZ, triple Deagle configuration. Impulse, I think he's holding that 3rd Deagle for the LVLUP side. Inferno's a very difficult map to take these sort of rounds, especially with a lack of map control as well. Nobody posturing onto Banana. With 70 seconds left, SYMAN are edging closer and closer. This nade needs to be the difference maker, though. Impulse going to let go of it right now, and it doesn't do even a tickle of damage onto SYMAN. They're going to get off completely scot-free with that, and the secondary nade on that B site thrown with still 50 seconds to spare, and SYMAN's going to pour right through it. It's only Kado. They're going to get cut apart. They're being isolated right now against a triple pistol setup. As D does fall, Dimka, he's getting aggressive, even more bonus damage dealt. Norbert and Mo need to close this one away. Otherwise, it's going to be LVLUP back to winning ways. And this Impulse applies even further pressure. This is so damn messy. The Deagle chips through for not just 1, but 2. As Necro gets the damage done and makes the magic happen. 1-1.
LVLUP have done exactly what they did last map as well. This happened on trains. SYMAN took the pistol, and LVLUP bounced right back with round number 2 and took it away. What a round for them to win, and that's exactly what happens when you go for that B execute, and actually there's smokes all around. LVLUP's utility usage was perfect there. They threw multiple flashes to push in and pick off these players one by one, and it actually means that there's no trade potential for SYMAN. They're just in these very messy, close-range engagements, and Well, they get punished for it. Now as we go into round number 3, they're forced in. They've got the Deagles, a Tech 9 as well down on Mo. It's looking like they're trying to head over towards A, but they're against the rifles. In fact, a full rifle setup on the level up side. They're not going to go for any SMGs here. 3 M4s, 2 AKs, and a perfect flash means that Impulse can open things up with 2. Necrogenesis has been on fire, whether it be with the kills or whether it be with the support flashes. And he's showcased that this round. 2 quick kills and 2 flash assists. Put level up ahead 2-1.
This is where they need to get that CT side rolling. Obviously a favorable scoreline going into this, but if they don't close this one out with 9 or 10 rounds, they still give SYMAN a lot of equity in the second half as well. And knowing that this level up T side, you don't want to rely on it. They need to get off to a good start and just shut down all of SYMAN's advantages. Here against the pistols, they should certainly be able to do exactly that. They're going to charge through this Molotov, doing substantial damage as Dimka and D. The double duo shuts this one away, 3-1.
Very, very good to keep all of the players alive there. No reinvestment needed. And I mean, look at this. It's against a full eco, of course, but 3 kills whilst you've got all the bullets in the M4, and then as soon as you have to reload, D just coming in for the support. Level up sitting 3-1 right now, and they've actually built up quite a substantial bank early on as well. So if they lose this one, they'll be able to afford to buy into the next, possibly even one more after that as well, which is pretty crazy. And SYMAN, it's not yet a must-win round. We're definitely not at that stage, but this would be a really good round for them to win. And if they don't, then they just allow it level up to extend this gap further, which, as we saw in the last game, can be very, very dangerous.
I don't think these slow stances from SYMAN are working. I think they need to speed up, quicken up the pace, find these opening kills and quickly capitalize off them. They need to realize that level up's rotates and retakes probably aren't going to be as good as theirs. They need to force them into these situations, and finding opening picks is absolutely pivotal. Kiosk starts things off strong with a quick snappy headshot onto Necro of all men. He has been the star player, can't be understated for level up from start to finish. And here on Inferno, I said it before, I'll say it again, he needs to have a big performance to push these underdogs over the top.
He really does. SYMAN, they've taken that early pick and they've gambled correctly as well as they head over towards B. It's an open site. They can walk right in and get the plant. I'm not even sure if level up are going to go for this retake, to be honest. I think they probably will. It all really comes down to if Kiosk can catch off a rotation. If Kiosk can get a kill here, then 100% they don't. They're actually looking like they're just going for this early save call. Dimka's falling right back. Yeah, they're just going for this save. Kiosk could definitely take a couple of weapons away, but Dimka's actually going to completely deny that. Get himself an AK for his troubles as well. Smart to go for this early save call, though. They've got money in the bank, and they don't really want that to deplete too early. They've got the lead. And it would be quite foolish to just charge in and go for this retake. Their chances would be pretty slim of converting it, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, especially on a map like Inferno, where those retakes are exceptionally difficult. The teams can just kind of burrow themselves into after-plant positions. And realistically, SYMAN don't want to go for the exits either. They've not built their money up yet, and they're very content with level up, saving these 4 rifles, meaning minimal investment for this CT side in this 6th round. I would have loved to see a little tactical timeout early, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, the confidence is riding high, and maybe they don't want that sidelining factor to exactly come through. And right here, level up, they need to keep the score rolling. And if they're not going to go for any retakes, they need to find these opening picks. They need to shut away Kios, especially at the start of these rounds. They've got to keep the SYMAN economy to a minimum. Remember, this is going to be back-to-back buys for both sides.
Absolutely is. Level up. This would be a big round for them to win. Fair amount of time expended on the clock, and SYMAN have actually gained a decent amount of control. They're not committed to anything as of yet, though. The bomb's actually still down deep in T-Ramp. This Molotov from Impulse going to deny this push, but he's actually charging through it. Takes some fire damage. No trade potential there. That's Impulse out of the equation. The AWP now down and unretrievable. And D, he doesn't really want to swing here and try and get the trade. Instead, the flash comes over. Him and AVN are able to retake that bracket control, but they're a man down, and realistically there, they were hoping to try and level out those numbers.
SYMAN need to run to B right now. I think D, he's found the retake or the rotate in time. And this is a great little fake scenario where SYMAN, they've baited out the rotates. They now know that there are 2 players towards this B site, leaves A very vulnerable, and Norb are able to open it up once more. AVN under pressure, unable to get the job done, means the A site is going to completely fall, and it's back to saving for LVLUP.
It really is. In that scenario, if AVN can find himself 2, then it becomes very doable, but quick trade comes in from Norbert, not going to allow him to run away with that one. And it's actually Norbert to find all 3 kills this round, funnily enough. Retrieves the AWP of Impulse, and they'll go into this next round leveled up 3-3. It will be another buy coming in from the CT side, though, of course. They've saved in the last few. They've built up plenty of cash in that initial 3-round lead that they took. So yeah, it will be another buy round to contest the 4th, but SYMAN definitely keeping this one closer, not allowing LVLUP to string together a load of rounds and take an early lead like they did on Train.
This map, definitely a change of pace here for SYMAN. They're finding a lot of these opening frags. Impulse is given them a couple of times now, ways into the A site. The rotates have been baited very efficiently. And SYMAN showing us a far higher tier of Counter-Strike than we saw earlier on Train. Remember, this is a bit of a T-sided map as well. We'll see what LVLUP can do throughout the bulk of this first half. Carpet bombing Banana. Neelan should be history here. 21 HP and finished off in very effective fashion. Now Kios wants to get aggressive, misses the opening headshot. That was a chance.
Well, it certainly was, and it's funny what you say about Impulse. Something that's really just flagged up in my mind is the fact that in both of these last 2 maps, he's taken a bit of time to get warmed up. We saw it on Nuke, we saw it on Train. In the opening rounds of the game, he was missing these key shots, and then later on, he's the man to carry it across. But right now, the execute's coming in on A. D's staying alive, and Dimka finds himself one more. D finds the final. What a shutdown. D actually finding 4 frags that round. And LVLUP, convert the buy round, and go into number 8 a round ahead. Now is an opportunity to talk about our partners over at Hellcase. Make sure you use code MALTAV15, as Hellcase is the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, upgraded case battle, upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and absolutely unique features.
Double AWPs here for LVLUP. Opportunity for a shutaway round, and wow, Impulse. The collateral to open things through. He's able to find 2. SYMAN, a massive backstep here on the T side, and well, they've got to walk into the secondary sniper here, which lands an effective tag. Neelan down to 30 points of health. And what does SYMAN do? They're caught scratching their heads here in round number 8. And LVLUP might be able to round up once again onto 5-3. SYMAN are exceptionally good in these weird, wacky 5v3 scenarios. We've seen them find so much success thus far today in these clutch moments, especially in that best of 1 we saw earlier where they were overwhelmingly able to take it over the top. That wasn't a close match.
The real issue is right now is that in the last round, if they lose that, it's okay. They've still got money to invest here. But this one, they really had to convert this. Otherwise, they're going to have nothing left in the tank. And, well, they get completely shut down by an early triple from Impulse. It leaves Cadio and Mo now in a 4 versus 2. And, well, that's going to be Mo caught off in the back lines from AVN. It leaves KDO last alive, 20 seconds on the clock for him to get something done. He has got the bomb on his back, but Necro's not going to allow him to punch in the numbers. And Level Up go 5-3 right now, force SYMAN down to an eco. And they should be able to take another early 3-round lead, but look at that. That's always the issue you face when you line up like that and hold that angle as a duo. Gives them that collateral potential, and you know, if you give it to Impulse, he is going to snatch it from you.
Really shaky start from the Kazakhstani squad. Here back with pistols. Scoreline likely going to be 6-3 before this one's concluded. And Level Up, they have to hold serve here in round number 9. They've got the full buy. More importantly, that money is built up. Even losing a catastrophic round like this really wouldn't break their economy whatsoever. They've got enough to go for the back-to-back-to-back buys here on Inferno, and that's what you're really looking for on any CT side here in Counter-Strike. Keep that money firing on all cylinders. Have a buy round in every single opportunity, and this is only going to snowball out of control as they take another flawless round here in number 9. 6-3, and this is not going to get any easier for SYMAN. If they're going to have a good T side, they've got to do it the hard way.
They really, really do. Inferno being a very balanced map as well, so if Level Up can continue to steamroll these rounds, and SYMAN will certainly struggle to bring it back in the second. We go into round number 10, another fair buy round. An AWP on the Level Up side, still on Impulse, as he's actually heading over towards B. Such a dynamic player, it's so difficult to know where he's going to peek you from as he switches it up every round. But he can't convert the first shot. He's actually hungry for more, though. The second flash comes over, that's a little bit ambitious, but Dumka's able to capitalize regardless. The man advantage is taken. Impulse there, though, really needed to hit one of those 2 shots.
Certainly. Something that we see from a lot of these CIS squads is aggressively poisoning yourselves for that banana control, sending the AWP in first, and, well, Dimka's just the insurance policy. As soon as Impulse misses everything there, he's able to sweep away 2 kills and trade more than evenly right through this smoke. Dimka doing even more damage. Just providing that all-important support for this Necro-AVN combination, trying to trailblaze here on the A site, and Dimka able to find yet another one. That's 3 quick kills, doesn't release the Molotov, and, well, he is gonzo here. Norbert holds the trigger for just a second. It's 2 quick headshots, nobody spots him out. Norbert triples things through. AVN gone too, and with 35 seconds left, this one is donezo for Level Up.
This should have been their round for free, but Norbert's turned the tides, and now it's just on D. A smoke and a flash to clutch up this 2 versus 1. He seems to have an idea that maybe there's one over towards the pit. He needs to use this utility to try and isolate these fights, and for now, he doesn't want to give away his position. It's a smart play. Have the element of surprise as he spots the player in pit. Norbert finds his 4th of the round. What a round from him. Mental stuff. Such a smart play to actually have the discipline there, to not take that initial shot. Look at this. Bang, bang. Spots out the 3rd. Bang. 3 very quick headshots.
Bang,
awesome
bang.
stuff.
Thank you, ma'am. And what a way to get onto 4 rounds there for SYMAN. They take a tactical timeout, allowing Level Up to stew in that one. Really important. Counter-Strike is just as much of a mental game as it is a physical one. Most sports and esports often are. Back into the action nonetheless, giving Level Up a bit of time to think about that one. Let that sink in. Stings.
It really does. They're going to have to eat into their reserve cash as well to buy into this one. They won't have any problems. They've actually got 4 M4s and AWP, full utility, so definitely a full buy, and they'll actually have a buy going into the next as well, even if they lose this one. So they're definitely in a fantastic position to put up some rounds this half. The issue that you face is in these underdog series is whenever the underdog pulls ahead, you tend to think, oh yeah, they're just kind of like winning rounds early on, and they'll let this slip away, and the team that are the best team will end up coming out on top. But well, this series, that doesn't seem to be the case. Level Up very convincingly taking train, and as they take the lead on Inferno, I'm definitely starting to favor them right now as the team to come on top in this series. Early engagement that was taken leaves things in a 4-on-4, and actually a lot of info gained over towards mid as well. Necro just needs to make sure that the timing's perfect on this peak. He deals a whole load of damage, and he just about gets away in time. But still,
what is Norbert doing? He needed to take that peak there. Necro is all the way out in the open, taking a fight. And Norbert just leaving his teammates to try and fight that one alone. The AWP connects once more with double damage. Impulse, what a no-scope. He's still going, and Kado takes him out, but it's too little too late. He is able to salvage this B site. The Molotovs restrict his planting spots. He's out in the open in a 1 versus 3, needing the ace to finish this one through. And D is right on the receiving end of this smoke. Level's going to play the safety in numbers right now. Likely going to choke Cade in. He's playing this banana position. He's going to be unable to isolate any of these CTs. And D says goodbye. What a dynamite performance from Impulse.
Another round that's flipped on its head down to an individual play from a incredible individual. I mean, look at that. Impulse, 3 quick kills is exactly what we saw from Norbert in the last to turn the tides. And it puts LVLUP on 7 now. Let's have another look at this. This is mental. He has a perfect angle here. That's a free kill. Normally you just fall back, but he gets a second, and then that trade has to come through from Kios. And somehow Impulse lands the no-scope. Mental scenes, and they're actually going to call a timeout off of the back of it.
They win the round and they take the timeout right off the back of it. That's so PM. SYMAN obviously did just the same to them only a couple of minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. And right back, this is revenge. Best served with the AWP.
It's even worse right now because SYMAN can't afford to buy into this one. Of course, when SYMAN did it to LVLUP can just bounce back, fully invest again. But SYMAN right now are not only sitting there stewing in that one, but they're also sitting in the fact that they know they can only invest pistols into this round. And that is rough.
Jay, is this the new metagame? The metagame of taking tactical timeouts to make your opponents feel like crap? I feel like it might be.
Maybe it's only with these CIS teams. I'm not sure. I didn't see this all too often.
Obviously, the most famous iteration of this is Astralis over at the Major. I think in Boston, perhaps, beating Fnatic into the ground, taking a timeout, I think 13-3 up after taking the secondary pistol and allowing them to sit on the main stage in just a swarm of boos. This time you don't have the crowd to apply that additional pressure, obviously, but they know it's stream. These are high pressure matches, especially with a playoffs spot on the line. 7-4.
LVLUP so far impressing me. A minute on the clock, and SYMAN are actually stacked up over towards B. This is definitely the wrong gamble, as LVLUP have read the situation perfectly. There's 3 players stacked up to deal with this one, as Impulse finds the first. Another kill does come through, but D still holding his own, finds another. A 3-on-3 situation now, and Impulse, well, he's not going to charge through. Instead, going to boost his teammate up, and they're going to try and deal with this one. Necro finds the first, gets the second as well. What a shot. And it leaves it all on Nealon. Well, he does some damage, but can't convert any more than that. And LVLUP keep 3 alive and manage to convert that one. 8-4 they now sit, as SYMAN will be able to buy into the next.
What are we watching? Are we seeing one of... are we seeing a future star born here in this series? Necro today from Macedonia, a country that really hasn't provided a wealth of talent, and he is definitely leading the way, a trailblazer from the region. And here 23-11, is that the scoreline? That was the scoreline in the previous map, and here he's not really doing much worse. He's showed up to this series, and earlier in the best of 1 as well, he was the man just absolutely leading. Impulse has been putting up numbers. We're seeing a 5-man squad making a great resurgence here, and it's Impulse to apply even further pain.
Oh, Macedonia have put up a few players. I mean, Zantaras is actually well. It says he's from Macedonia. It says he's Turkish and Macedonian. I don't know what that means.
We can claim half of Xantares. They can claim half of him.
But yeah, they've never actually put up any other notable player, really.
I can't think of much talent from that region. It's a very deprived region, to be perfectly honest. They don't have a lot of money to go for the big investments that a lot of other regions are just prized to see. That's why I think that the Kazakhstani team's making such a splash on the international scene is extra impressive. You don't have that financial backing to get you started, and you have to be even better at Counter-Strike. Here in Macedonia, it's the same sort of case as well. I'm not slamming to say that. Right here, 9-4, that being the result. Level Up. Maybe on the verge of putting together another barn burst in half on the board. A lead of 5. They'll get buys into these next 2 rounds with AVN, a bank of 14k. He's got more than enough. He could buy rifles into both of these rounds and then a yacht at the end of the half. A yacht, he could throw a party. He could buy a big bargain bucket for every single player in the server and everybody in chat. Who wants a bargain bucket?
Not sure if 16k gets you a yacht. Bargain buckets, 100%. I could cover that.
I wonder what? 3,700 bargain buckets. Does he cover it? That's a big question.
Maybe KFC will give you the deal, but well, they've actually got to convert this round first for him to be able to bump that cash up, and somehow it's falling away from them. He has actually got a trade in. It's looking like they might be able to pick up the pieces, but this has definitely come too close for comfort, especially considering Mo's picked up an AK now, and this is actually a 2-on-1, but well, Impulse not going to be missing one of those. Another 2k for him, and well, another showcase of him turning up. The first couple of rounds he actually missed some really key shots, and now he's just on fire. He's just not missing anything with this. A fantastic player.
Yeah, double digits. Level Up obviously feeling incredibly confident coming into this series, and they're continuing that pace here on Inferno. And SYMAN realistically down to their last lifelines here. Best case scenario is they can take a 10-5 deficit going into the second half. Combine that with a pistol as well. They're not out of this one yet. You might see a 10-7, 10-8 bounce back. And then really it's all to play for, but they've got to get there first. And it all starts right now, continues with the pistol. And they've got to switch the momentum in this series. And when you're playing against heavy hitters like Impulse and Necro, players that we've talked about for the last 3-4+ hours, it's really hard to change the tides in a series like this. The nade's not connecting initially. SYMAN playing a slower stance, trying to gain that opening frag, but it's just not happening. They're not hitting their shots. And Norba, who should be a consistent star with that M4, with that AK, is anything but this series. He's been a little bit quiet here on Inferno once again, and well, the flashbang configuration comes through. There's a secondary piece of utility, forces him out into the open, not watching the Molotov, and it's even trading somehow.
I can't believe he wasn't watching that Molotov. It almost ended up costing him massively, and now Impulse, the B anchor right now, needs to connect the shots, gets himself the first, almost finds the second as well, but it doesn't really matter. He gets away with his life, can play the numbers and call the rotations, and in the meantime, he's actually boosting his teammate up. Dimka now in a position to completely shut this down. Only good for one as he gets traded, but well, Nilan now, 30 HP on him. He doesn't want to go for this bomb plant. He wants to isolate these frags and bring it into a one-on-one first. And for now, Level Up, they're not giving that to him. They know exactly where he is, and they're just going to bait him. He's going to swing into this. He might be able to get both, but it's not going to happen. They play it perfectly. AVN swings, and Level Up go 11-4 up at half-time. What on earth are we witnessing?
That was the master bait. 11-4 to finish off the half. AVN and Impulse once again showing up. Let's look at that scoreboard. It's a team performance from Level Up to take this one over the top. Everybody into double digits right now. And you cannot say the same for SYMAN. Kioz, 4 kills. Nilan, 5 frags. 6 frags on Cade. That is a real bad performance as far as the scoreline's concerned. And the odds are reflecting that. Seemingly firm favorites coming into this second half. 11-4 up and a pistol round might take Level Up over the top.
That might just be the case, especially with these big names. Even Mo's sitting 4-12 right now. This is rough, and Level Up, they've got to be so confident right now. This is a real feels-good moment. And as they spot out Nilan, he's forced to fall back. No nade can come through. Only the smoke to try and slow this one down. There are flashes on level up though, so if he does throw the smoke, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually just flash through it and steamroll. That was going to happen. Molotov comes through. Come on, throw a flash over. There we go. Flash over. They charge right through it, and they take these close fights with the Glocks. It's D to find the first onto Nilan. And Kios forced to fall right back. The bomb's going to go down. It's unable to be denied. And level up. Oh, no, the bomb hasn't gone down. There we go. There
finally goes through. Norbert does spring to action with one. That's a perfect flawless flash. But SYMAN are getting the job done here. Necro's got to pull together a masterclass with the USPS, and he's being forced and funneled by all three sides. Kado is going to overrun the final man in the afterplant. That's an all-important fifth for SYMAN.
That was unfortunate for level up. On that entry, they either needed to find one more kill or actually take some more control, maybe get themselves into ruins, or even if they can get the bomb plant and just fall back into post plants, that might have even worked out for them. But instead, they made their presence known very early on. The rotations came in very early from SYMAN, and as soon as they took that site, they were already, like, the smokes were up, so they couldn't really aggress any further. SYMAN were ready on the other side, waiting for the retake, and level up just weren't able to get into those post plants. They had to take the fight straight away, and unfortunately for them, lost them. However, off the back of that bomb plant, sorry, they are able to fully invest into round number 17. 2 AKs, a Galil, a Scout, and a Deagle to work with. Let's see if they can tip this one over the edge. They're up against not a whole lot better from SYMAN, and if they can tip this over, SYMAN are in a horrible position.
Yeah, as soon as you get that bomb plant down, it gives you advantage of able to buy in this second as well. Able to break the CTs early. Obviously, that's a risk taken. That's a lovely nade. Should be able to do a hell of a lot of damage. Actually, just about... Does it whiff?
Is that not what tagged the impulse down to 4?
I don't know. I'm completely confused and bamboozled. Level up too, as they need to walk into the double duo of the B defense. Nilan and Kios are here ready and waiting. I'm not sure if they're expecting the double AK-47 setup to come charging and balling on through. Kios does throw that preliminary Molotov down in the open. That's going to split up the attack. Necro does nail the shot anyway, doubles it up with a second, and Kios only able to do some damage from the grave. This is such a tough, tricky retake for SYMAN. Yes, they do have a slight health advantage coming into this one, but not the man advantage. Level up with 4 players to hold down a quadrant of defensive positions here in the afterplant. There are no smokes here for level up to get the job done and hold the CT side out. They've got to take all of the fights in Norbert. 3 quick kills. It's pistol out, and Necro needs to find both of these shots. It's not going to happen. Norbert finishes things off with 4 quick kills. 6-11. Somehow SYMAN are clinging on.
It's Norbert again to make the big play to tip it over the edge. Necro found himself a 3K, but he just couldn't quite find the final frags. SYMAN slowly but surely closing this gap. I think level up are going to have to allow this. Oh, no, they're not. They're investing. Okay, all right. I was going to say they'll allow this one to go the way of SYMAN, and then they'll contest it at 11-7. Instead, they are actually investing into this. They want to try and make one of these work. The last 2 rounds have been super, super close. They've got the bomb down. It's come down to a clutch situation, and they don't want to allow SYMAN to run away with a couple of rounds and build up their economy. They want to continue applying this pressure and try and break their opponents before it gets close.
Yeah, and remember that SYMAN are going to have to invest absolutely everything into this 18th. There's no way that they can build a bank if level up are constantly applying all of this economic pressure, and that comes with finding 4+ kills in these all-important rounds. If they just default to a half buy or just a full eco, there's every opportunity that SYMAN can build up that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 buffer on their CT side, and that's where we might see the scoreline really start to roll in their favor. This series is not over yet. Level up aren't even knocking on death's door in this series. They still need 5 on the T side. That's easier said than done against a team like SYMAN. We finally see SYMAN actually paying their opponents a little bit of respect, taking these tactical pauses. This might even be a technical pause here before we get back into the action. it gives them a bit of an opportunity to actually discuss this, to take a break, take a breather, and come through firing on all cylinders.
I think this might be a technical, but even so, you're absolutely right. It gives both teams an opportunity to talk, and I think that's really what both teams need right now. A few minutes to cool down, talk about what's going on, and well, especially for LVLUP, what they're going to do in this next round to try and squeeze their way through SYMAN. They've had a fair amount of success initially over on B to actually get those early kills and get the bomb down. But in the post-plant, they really seem to struggle. So I'm interested to see if they go for this B take again, whether they try and take some take some control over towards mid, whether they head over towards A, and it's looking like that's what they're going to do. They go for a default here. They want to try and find an early pick over towards apartments, and well, the opportunity was presented by Norbert, not capitalized upon though.
This is an advantage that you only get on the T side when you're doing heavy damage. The ability to buy in 3 rounds in a row. Obviously, the first just being that pistol and then double force buys. You very often wouldn't see that. Obviously, wanting to apply all of this economic pressure. We've talked about it so many times, how important getting that money rolling on the CT side especially actually is. It's so costly to actually invest on the CT side of any map, but especially Inferno, where you need all of those Molotovs, you need all of those smokes, especially for the B site, where that chamber can be won with 1 smoke grenade. If you place it with 25 seconds left towards apps, towards B, it really thwarts any sort of push. Right here, SYMAN have got to get the job done with just these rifles and the single MP9 in hand for Cade. And while this crossfire is absolutely sensational, 4 fast frags, LVLUP getting completely shut down and away. AVN only finding 2 for his troubles. The scoreline closes once again.
AVN's done quite well to find himself a couple there. Make sure that he actually takes a couple of weapons away from SYMAN. But of course, it's 11-7 now. They have to go for this eco. They allow it to go 11-8. And after an 11-4 half, it definitely becomes dangerous as this scoreline continues to close. If they can win their next buy round, then they're definitely still in the driving seat. But if they don't, then definitely potential for SYMAN to even out this scoreline. They're looking quite strong on their CT side so far. Their retakes have been exceptional. And actually their holds as well haven't been too bad at all. Of course, last round, that fantastic crossfire that shuts down that A push. Real showcase of how talented those players are on that A site and how well they played together. These Deagles now heading up over towards brackets, trying to find an early pick. Oh my goodness, Dimka actually finds the headshot onto Mode. Nuba has to then walk around, try to find these 2. He's done exactly that. Keel's coming in from B, finds another, and they have completely shut down that long push. Off of the back of a fantastic 1D from Dimka, his teammates are unable to find anything back into that round. It leaves it all down to Impulse, who is actually the only man that didn't invest in a Deagle as he wanted to save for the AWP in this next round, and therefore gets completely shut down. SYMAN put their 8th on the board, only have to reinvest 1 weapon, and this is where they can then start to build that economy back. They've all got a sort of, well, actually, I say they've all got, a couple of players have got a 5-6k buffer, a couple of players have got nothing left behind them. Either way, they've got the weapons this round, and they should be able to pull out a buy in the next if they lose this one too.
I think the likelihood right now is that we're going to a 3rd and final map. SYMAN look like a much stronger team here on the CT side. They've come alive. A couple of tactical timeouts have really revolutionized their CT side and able to take at least a couple of rounds and really the first success that they've had in this series. Only taking 5 on the board in the first map. Right here, they seem to be the better team. And well, let's see if the LVLUP can actually bust these defenses. Here, there's a 3-man barrier on this A site with the rotate finally coming through from Mo. He's got the aggressive prod on that AWP. A very important man to have defending these bomb sites, and these crossfires have been working practically every single time. Impulse only takes one for his troubles, and that Molotov lands perfectly. Forces Norva all the way out, but he's able to find a stunning set of headshots, and right through those double boxes, Mo's able to finish things through. 11-9, the scoreline closes once again. And remember last half where I said that pistol's really important, getting off to a good step is incredibly influential. If they close the scoreline out, I think I said to 10-8, 11-9 is very, very similar, where SYMAN, they hold the momentum, the cards are on their side, and they're keeping them close to their chests. That A site looks like an impenetrable fortress, and LVLUP aren't giving any of the answers right now. They're not providing.
LVLUP, from what they've shown us so far on this T half, it's that they seem to be able to take B very well, but in the post plant, they just can't hold it at all. And that actually they just can't take this A site whatsoever. As soon as they walk up short, they just get completely mowed down by the crossfires. They haven't really tried their luck over towards long, and I quite like to see them do so, or even to actually get out of apartments here and try and take that initial pick onto KDO and therefore isolate that player on site. That might be the play right now as that flash goes over and they bombard the pit with nades, but AVN peeking out, completely neglecting the player on site, and they're just going to continue to get mowed down here. The trade comes through, 3 versus 2 for them to work with now as they've retrieved a couple of rifles, and well, they might just be able to get this bomb down. But a very, very tall order for them to clutch this round up.
It's all down to Impulse, realistically, within the pit. He's going to go for that aggressive swing, and Mo takes him down. It's going to be completely finished off. Double digits here for SYMAN, as they're able to take the 10th and really starting to punch in the rounds now. They've closed that scoreline. The gap was previously 6. Now it's only 1. And LVLUP, they haven't found any success in quite some time. In the last 10-15 minutes, I don't think they've taken any more than just the 1 round. SYMAN, they've been punching in all of the numbers, and they've got this home field advantage of the CT side where they can create the crossfires. LVLUP have been completely shut out of A. I think that's the first bomb plant towards that side of the map. And that might be a bit of a false flag as well. Getting in up close and personal with the pistols, able to find a couple of kills in the bomb plant to back it off, might force them into these crossfires once more. It's a real good bait and switch setup for SYMAN. The rotates have really been firing on all cylinders. And you see the response. They send 3 towards B. As soon as they know that Banana is completely under wraps, they'll send Kios back this time, leaving, well, Mo to defend this on his lonesome.
He's got a fantastic angle, but if Impulse connects this shot, it might just turn the tides. Both players miss, and it actually draws a rotation in the form of Nilan back over towards B. As the bomb's actually stacked up over towards A, and it's looking like that's where they're going to try and end up. That's a very, very nice play to pull that rotation over. Either way, they've still got to deal with 3 players over on this A site. This time they're trying the luck over towards long. Kios is wrapping around Archway. They should expect him to be here, and there we go. The smoke goes up. Are they going to expect him to walk straight through it, though? It's looking like that's not going to be the case. No one watching the backlines, and he could go absolutely huge here if KDO doesn't do so first. There we go. Kios chiming in. KDO shutting it down, and an absolute mop-up. SYMAN easily take care of the LVLUP buy round and keep 4 players alive in the process.
Yeah, the rubber gloves are on. They're sweeping the floor here with this LVLUP T side, which really hasn't paid any dividends. This A site, the take towards this side of the map has been absolutely catastrophic. Once again, KDO pretty much does it all on his lonesome. Yes, you've got that aggressive prod from Kios on the flank. It's not even needed there. 11-11, even scoreline once again. LVLUP have been consistently good in these close-knit situations, but they're 5 away from the finish line. They need a lot of success if they're going to close this one out and even get to 12 or 13 at this point. They need those opening frags, which they realistically just haven't been finding. And maybe the B site might be a nice change of pace. Kios able to rattle away the first shot.
I feel like that's the first time in a very long time that we've seen Necro whiff like that. That is a rough time for him to do so. That was a perfect opportunity to take that early pick, take that banana control, and actually push on to B through it. Instead, they're a man down. They're walking on to B right now. Might be able to find this opening pick onto Nilan. Oh, come on, spot him out. Oh no, Impulse doesn't spot the shoulder, and they actually both fall. Nilan, the man on 35 HP, has pretty much sealed the deal this round, and it leaves it all down to AVN and Dimka, who, I mean, realistically, there's nothing they can do here.
No, this sucks. They don't have any equity on the B site. It's only Dimka left. Yes, he's got 100 HP, and that nade should be able to find 1 kill, but I'm not impressed. 30 seconds left. He's going to have to walk right through this smoke here. There's no way that he's even going to make this one out alive, especially with Mo pressuring down mid. Let's say nighty-night to Dimka, as he's got CTs on all angles to completely crush him. SYMAN ahead for the first time this map. Just a lead of 1. But they've taken a massive chain of rounds, and here's the tactical timeout for LVLUP. I think they're under pressure right here. This is not a ballsy timeout. This isn't one to make SYMAN stew. This is thinking time for the underdogs. What can they do? How did they change this one up? They've tried A numerous times. Looking at that scoreboard, it's a blue sweep here for SYMAN. What's that? 3, 6, 8 in a row. Stunning, startling stuff, which has caught LVLUP completely off balance. They don't look prepared for this T side. It's surprising considering this is their map pick.
They're just struggling to find anything on this T side, and well, with SYMAN, they're just picking this one up very, very well. Norbert's sitting on 25 frags right now, leading the server by an absolute mile. I think the closest is like 15. He is just on fire right now. And even some of these players that we saw that we really picked up on towards the end of the first half, in fact, at the end of the first half, that had like 4 frags, 5 frags, are even picking it up, sitting on sort of 14, 15 right now. SYMAN have just definitely been the better side in these later stages of this second map. They just need to make sure that they continue to apply this pressure and they don't allow LVLUP anything back into this one, because I think it's unlikely that LVLUP convert this round, but if they buy into the next, they convert it 13-12 and they string together a couple, then there's definitely still potential for them to take this 2-0. And with the nade stack coming through, Norbert has to go huge here like he has done so, and he's only good for 1. These pistols might actually prevail.
Nilan, an opportunity to prevent the bomb from going down, temporarily disabled. He's able to sweep Necro out of the server, who's had a real rough second half here on Inferno, not taking a single round, barely finding frags. Here, a must-win scenario for AVN, especially whole string. That scoped automatic rifle in hand. He needs some headshots right now. The bomb fairly far ticked. He finds the double spray away. Might be an opportunity on the board. As Neelan falls the same fate, it's AVN to step up and find LVLUP's first T-sided round. Much needed.
Well, they make me eat my words. They somehow convert that effective force buy. They just had like some Tech 9s and very, very little to work with. AVN goes absolutely huge at the end there with those 3 kills with that AUG. It levels things up 12-12, means that they can pull out a proper buy as well, which is something they haven't had in so long. Even the buy rounds that they've been going for are very reminiscent of what we saw from SYMAN on Train, where they got into this swing of continuing to buy, but no AWP available and limited utility, and it made it very, very difficult for them. This time, LVLUP, they've got all the money in the world. The rifles all round, an AWP on impulse, utility on everyone as well. This could be a turning point for them, and what a time to do so. If they can convert this one, they'll be firmly in the lead again, but this boost takes out Dimka, takes out AVN as well. Why is he going for that peak?
Where is the communication there, Jay, as well? It gets initially spotted by Dimka, and obviously the calling is far from effective. Necro swings back with 2, and somehow we have an even scenario once more. The flank in full effect is Impulse able to only find 1 more, and the AWP finishes off the job. 13 rounds for SYMAN, unlucky for some, certainly for LVLUP, as they get completely reset in this one. Obviously, with a max loss bonus still in effect, they will be able to buy through in this round 26, but look at that stack for Norber. He doesn't even de-escalate it as soon as he finds that second kill. He wants to stand there and find even more, knowing that the communication's not going to be all around, knowing that likely they'll call boiler, boiler, boiler. It's a very awkward scenario, and SYMAN in the lead again. Looks like we're definitely seeing a third map here, Jay. From start to finish of this CT side, SYMAN have been punching in the numbers. They've been really finding these opening frags left, right, and center. And realistically, even with Necro stealing away those 2 frags, it doesn't even open them up, doesn't even give them a bomb plant.
SYMAN have just had a fantastic read on the situation. Even if we go back to last round, where actually LVLUP were looking dangerous, they'd got right up into brackets, they'd taken those early picks, and it was looking like they might be able to get onto this A site and get a plant down. The aggression comes in from Banana, they have a flank come through, they pincer them in, and they manage to convert it when it's in that 2 versus 2 situation. SYMAN now trying to hold on to this lead, in fact trying to extend it further. As LVLUP with 45 seconds on the clock have just about taken brackets control, and it's looking like they're trying to aggress. Dimka finds the first onto Nor, but that's a key player now gone, but KDO's position is so dangerous. And the Molotov, well, it's actually going to clear him despite the fact he's sitting over the smoke. He deals some damage, but it's quickly traded. A 5 versus 3 now, as D should be able to catch out the rotations, but it's not going to happen. Neelan and Mo find 2 of their own, and it's a 3-on-3 now, but as the smoke goes up, it's going to slow things down further.
A must-win round for LVLUP as the guns get traded up for SYMAN. A flashbang falls on deaf ears. Kiosk is able to nail yet another headshot, and AVN, he hasn't given away his position from behind. He's able to line both of these players through. Neelan drops 2, and it's Mo versus the world here, and AVN's able to take him again. Another triple kill on the A site to secure all 4. 13-13. LVLUP were out of this map if AVN doesn't do this. Watch it again. He's behind the whole of that retake, and Mo just cannot connect with the shots. Startling stuff for AVN.
AVN has not been a star player that we've seen so far this series. He's been one of these consistent players that's been doing really well. But to see him actually single-handedly close out a couple of these rounds when it really matters is absolutely huge. And now, look what they've done. They've actually reset SYMAN here. They haven't invested into this one. LVLUP should just be able to take this unless Mozorp can go huge. And if they do so, they put themselves on 14. Neelan opens things up with the Deagle early on, spam it away, deals loads of damage. But as his teammate falls, he hasn't got much left in the tank. He has to wrap around to Coffins, but the bomb will go down. A 4 versus 4 for LVLUP to try and clutch. And well, just the pistols to work with on the retake. The AWP on Mo is going to be deemed redundant, and I think he's actually going to go for that early save call. Maybe that's not the case. Neelan finds one more. The man advantage swings in the favor of the CTs.
Neelan just lurking in that smoke right there. Leaves it in a 1-man advantage for SYMAN. They've got to hit even more 1-digs. As AVN opens it up with yet another headshot. Impulse closing them out. Cade and Mo needs to get the job done, and it's time to save that AWP. There's no time left on this C4, and they might actually close out another AK here. They don't. So LVLUP, they can survive with all 3 players alive, and Mo keeping that AWP in hand. The rotate so late. A key save, knowing that Mo cannot reinvest into this 28th. An all-important AWP, as we'll see the buy-up come through for perhaps the final time. The CT side pressured after an 8-round swing. 9 out of the first 10. They might be about to pull this one back.
LVLUP, they took their foot off the gas for 20 minutes or so, but they've pulled themselves back ahead, and now they're 1 away from match point. They've dealt some early damage as well. Neelan already down to 50. Look at this. Tries to get aggressive into Banana, but no one's going to be home. He's not too fussed about it. Norbert in a fantastic position, should be able to get himself something here, but as they swing and clear him, it's Necro to find 2 openers again. KDO has to pick up the pieces. He does exactly that, but as the trades come through, a 2-on-2 now as they take the A bomb site, and the bomb should go down. This is a must-win situation for LVLUP.
This is a must-win situation for both teams. That Molotov is going to bloom for an extra couple of seconds, and AVN, he's been the clutch master so far for LVLUP. He sat within the graveyard, and really wants to take them to 15 right now. Kioz is going for the wraparound, and Impulse right on top of the action. It's right through that smoke to do the damage. Impulse now has to get the job done. Dodging the flash, there's the first, knows exactly where Neelan's playing from. Whiffs one shot as he inches in closer, takes a no-scope, and it's back to the pistol. What a messy situation. Who's going to hit the shot? Knife is out, and Neelan, he goes down. Impulse finds it. It's match point. What the hell is happening here on Inferno?
That was such a mental round. I mean, we've seen plays like that really, really far back in the day. Like, what was it, Cologne 2015? I think we saw Kenny S and Guardian in that very similar situation. What on earth was this? Ring of roses round the box. The knife has to try and come through from Neelan. Impulse. So key to hit that first shot. It's exactly what he did. And then gets himself behind the box and can just play with the time that he has on that bomb. Now SYMAN, a very, very sketchy buy to try and convert this round, give them some money to try and contest OT. And if they can't convert this, this is going to be a 2-0 series for LVLUP. And as Dimka takes the first frag, only one man left on this B site. It's Keels with a Deagle to try and hold it up. This could be all over right now for SYMAN.
Oh my gosh, this is not happening right now. SYMAN, they have to get the job done with this Deagle, and Kios, he's going to instantly fall. This B bomb site firmly up for grabs. This LVLUP can slap that C4 into place. Norba, he's been completely held at bay, cannot connect with the shots. Dimka finds another one, and Norba, has he just given up on this series? This has to be so damn tilting. They had this one in the bag, Jay. They were winning this map left, right, and center, and it's all over. LVLUP, they're going to the playoffs over SYMAN. Unbelievable.
That is really, I'm in shock. I'm absolutely speechless. I really don't know what to say. That is absolutely incredible. Of course, SYMAN aren't completely out of this. They have got another shot. They will drop down and play the winner of the Gamer Legion and Windstrike game. But wow, LVLUP unbeaten today. They even take the series 2-0. It's not just that they take the series, they take it 2-0 against the team that last time they played them, it was what, a 16-2 and a 16-5 loss. It's absolutely mental. Incredible stuff from LVLUP today. I'm very impressed.
So when I woke up this morning, if you had told me I would cast LVLUP in consecutive series and they would beat the best two teams in this group, I would ask you, what are you smoking? They were never supposed to do this. And